50 Days of Genesis, Day 11, the Daily 5-Minute Bible. Genesis 11. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and bitumen had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men built. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old, and brings forth Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he brings forth Arphaxad 500 years, and brings forth sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 35 years, and brings forth Salah. And Arphaxad lived after he brings forth Silah 403 years, and brings forth sons and daughters. And Salah lived 30 years, and brings forth Eber. And Salah lived after he brings forth Eber 403 years, and brings forth sons and daughters. And Eber lived 34 years, and brings forth Peleg. And Eber lived after he brings forth Peleg 430 years, and brings forth sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years, and brings forth Reu. And Peleg lived after he brings forth Reu 209 years, and brings forth sons and daughters. And Reu lived 32 years, and brings forth Serug. And Reu lived after he brings forth Serug 207 years, and brings forth sons and daughters. And Serug lived 30 years, and brings forth Nahor. And Serug lived after he brings forth Nahor 200 years, and brings forth sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 29 years, and brings forth Terah. And Nahor lived after he brings forth Terah 119 years, and brings forth sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years, and brings forth Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah brings forth Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran brings forth Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. But Sarai was barren. She had no child. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife. And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran, and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Genesis 11, Day 11 has ended. Please continue with our 50 Days of Genesis, the journey with the Lord with verses from the Bible. I encourage you all to join me as we continue on this 50 Days of Genesis, immersing ourselves in the Lord's presence through the sacred verses of the Bible.